If you've ever found yourself wondering, does she really love me? Or is she just comfortable? You're not alone. In a world where people say one thing and do another, it's harder than ever to know what's real, especially in love. That's why this video matters. Because genuine love isn't always loud. It's not always fireworks and dramatic speeches. Sometimes, it's in the small decisions, the quiet behaviors, the way she moves when nobody's watching. And if you don't learn to recognize those signs, you'll keep questioning the real ones and chasing the fake ones. Machiavelli understood human nature deeply. He knew that power lies in perception, but also in clarity. And when it comes to love, clarity is power. So today, we'll break down 7 signs that a woman genuinely loves you. Not the fairy tale version, but the grounded, strategic truth. Stay until the end, because sign 7 is the one most men ignore, and it's often the one that reveals everything. Let's get into it. Sign 1. She protects your reputation, even when you're not there. You'll know a woman loves you by how she speaks about you when you're not in the room. Real love defends you in silence. It doesn't allow people to disrespect your name. It doesn't tolerate gossip, and it never joins the jokes made at your expense. If she hears someone criticize you and she defends you, that's a sign of deep care. Because when someone protects your image, they're protecting the bond they have with you. Machiavelli would say, "A prince must guard his reputation more than his fortune." So when a woman guards your reputation like it's hers, pay attention. Here's a real-life example. You're not with her, but her friend tells you later, "Some people were talking about you," and she shut it down. She didn't have to do that, but she did. Because love doesn't just show up when you're holding hands. It shows up in the shadows too. Sign 2. She adjusts her communication style for you. Everyone has a different way of expressing themselves. Some people are texters. Others prefer calls. Some love constant updates. Others need space. But when a woman loves you, she starts to adapt. Not change who she is, but she meets you halfway. She notices how you communicate best, and she tries to match that rhythm. Why? Because love pays attention, and then it makes adjustments. Here's how it shows up online. She used to reply slowly, inconsistently, but with you, she becomes more intentional, not needy, not obsessive, but present. And in real life, she knows you hate long voice notes, so she shortens them. She knows you prefer clarity, so she tells you where she stands. That shift? That's care. That's love. Sign 3. She challenges you, not just agrees with you. A woman who loves you won't let you stay small. She sees your potential, and she holds you to it. This doesn't mean she nags or criticizes everything you do. It means she doesn't blindly agree just to keep the peace. She'll push you, gently but clearly, to become sharper, clearer, stronger. Love doesn't just comfort, it corrects. And Machiavelli would remind us, the wise man learns more from his enemies than a fool from his friends. In love, sometimes the most powerful ally is the one who doesn't flatter, but elevates. Here's what that looks like in real life. You say, "I'm thinking of quitting this job." She doesn't say, "Yeah, do whatever you want." She says, "Okay, but what's your next move? What's the plan?" She wants you to grow, not coast, and that's rare. Sign 4. She mirrors your energy consistently. Consistency is the language of love. It's easy to be sweet one day and distant the next. But when a woman loves you, her effort matches your energy over time. She doesn't disappear when you're calm. She doesn't chase when you're quiet. She respects your pace and moves with it. Here's how that looks online. If you text once a day, She's not flooding your phone. If you go silent for a few hours, she doesn't panic. She moves with patience, not pressure. And in person, if you're serious, she shows seriousness. If you're fun, she joins your rhythm. She reflects your world, not to mimic you, but to harmonize with you. That's a sign of emotional intelligence and real care. Sign 5. She guards your vulnerabilities. Machiavelli warned us that your weaknesses will be used against you if you expose them to the wrong people. But a woman who loves you, she doesn't just hear your secrets, she guards them. She never throws your past in your face. She never uses your soft spots to win arguments. She knows where it hurts, and she protects that. In everyday life, you once told her about a fear or a trauma or a low moment. Later, during a disagreement, she doesn't bring it up to cut you down. She lets it stay in the vault. That's love. Strategic, gentle, loyal. Sign 6. She pays attention to what you don't say. Real love is perceptive. It reads between the lines. A woman who loves you knows when you're off, even if you don't say it. She notices your silences, your moods, your shifts in energy. Here's a digital example. You stop using emojis like you usually do. You're slower to reply. She texts, "Hey, is everything okay? You seem quiet." She's not spying. She's present. And that kind of emotional attentiveness, it can't be faked. In person, you come home, say everything's fine, but she looks at you and says, "You sure? You don't seem like yourself today." She sees through the surface, because she's not in love with your mask. She's in love with your truth. Sign 7. She shows up when it's not convenient. This is the ultimate test of love. It's easy to love when things are exciting, romantic, easy. But the woman who genuinely loves you shows up when it's hard. She calls when you're sick. She visits when you're down. She listens even when she's tired. Not to fix you, not to save you, but just to be there. That kind of presence? It's what separates lust from loyalty. Here's what that looks like in real life. You're going through a rough time. Most people pull back. They say, "Let me know if you need anything." She instead says, "I'm on my way. I'll bring food. We don't have to talk." That's love. The kind you don't beg for. The kind that shows up. Here's the truth. If you stayed until now, you've already made the smartest move most men never make. You paid attention to what really matters. Because in a world filled with games, fast flings, and shallow attention spans, seeing love clearly, real love, is rare. It's not loud. It's not always obvious. But it leaves patterns, signals, energy that doesn't lie. So if you recognized even one of these signs, hold it close but don't lose yourself in it. If you recognize 2 or 3, stay aware. Something deeper might be unfolding. And if you saw all 7, don't run. Don't sabotage it. Breathe. Receive it. And match it with the same intention. If you didn't recognize these signs in your life yet, don't be discouraged. That doesn't mean love isn't coming. It just means you've been equipped to recognize the real thing when it does. Come back to this video whenever you need to reset your perspective, whenever you feel lost in mixed signals, whenever you're unsure if what you're feeling is real. Because now you know, what matters isn't how loud someone says, "I love you." It's how quietly and consistently they show it. Stay sharp, stay kind, and above all, stay ready. Because when the right woman comes along, you'll recognize her. not by her words, but by her presence. And this time, you won't miss it. If this spoke to you, don't just keep it in your head. Write a comment, even just a few words. It helps you remember, and it might help someone else too. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this content, and share this with someone who, in your eyes, needs it right now. Just trust your instinct. We're all trying to get clearer, more solid inside. So let's build minds that don't break.